You ready?
There's one thing I really wanted to bring up. I thought it was fascinating. You were on Joe Rogan, who you've been on a bunch.
Yeah, good buddy.
Who I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
And I think I really even know about Joe Rogan's podcast through you.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of started watching it more. But you had there was an amazing moment on there, and it was probably a tough moment for you. And I don't even know if you've talked about it with other people, but I want to talk about more how it felt and what the moments after were and what it was like, because he kind of put you on the spot, right?
Yep.
On a podcast. He's your friend.
Yeah.
Was that your first time on the podcast?
No.
Multiple. So
Yeah.
you've had this rapport with the guy.
Me and him are good buddies. Yeah, one of my closest friends.
Exactly. Yes. So you have this real ass moment on there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's basically challenging you, not even challenging you. He's kind of looking at it like, I don't want you to get hurt. I don't think, and
because he's been around the game so long,
Mm-hmm.
and him and Brian knew I was halfway in, half out. So
Mm-hmm.
fighting, you can't. Baseball, you can do that. Football, you can do that because you're still collecting a check. You're not really getting fucked up. Fighting, you got to be all in, or you can get really hurt.
Yeah,
and you're just not going to win fights. So, and I had a successful podcast going. I wanted to do stand up, so they knew there's other things I could do. So it's basically, I wish it didn't go down like that, and I was caught off guard, and I didn't know that was going to happen.
I don't think you should wish it went down different, man. It was awesome.
No, yeah, and
I know. Yeah,
it definitely, blew things up for fighting the kid in my career.
Exactly.
I think people were like, oh shit, man. But I didn't say much, man. I was more embarrassed than anything. I was more embarrassed. And I was mad. I was really mad at Joe and Brian. But they were right. They're right.
So you were genuinely angry.
Very upset. That's why I didn't speak, because I was worried I was going to say something I would regret, or I would start crying. So
were you thinking oh, how about I kick your ass?
Yes. I was very, very upset. I was very, very upset. I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me.
Tell
me off air.
This is what I wanted to know.
Yeah, what are you doing? Tell me off air.
Exactly.
But I was very upset, and then went home that night. I was just like, oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Everyone's gonna hate on me, and this is so embarrassing. And it wasn't that. And then Joe and Brian both called me after. Literally, those are my brothers, man. We're so close, and between Brian and Rogan, that's who I owe my career to. So
right.
It was the right call, and tough love's fucking tough for a reason. So yeah.
But you probably got another layer. All the shit that you've gone through has just built this layers on layers of tough skin,
I'm like
to the point where you don't give a fuck about what anyone's saying about anything.
No, I really don't give a fuck,
because you've just been through it.
I've been through it, and it's just unless it's from one of my peers or someone who I would take advice from, I'm definitely not going to take hate from.
Good point. So my question is, at what point did the anger subside or the embarrassment subside, and then you sat back and you're like, maybe he's right?
One night, that's the one thing about me. It's I'm like a quarterback. I throw an interception, I don't dwell on it. I'm like, all right, fuck it. What are we gonna do now? So that night driving home, I was really pissed, and then it turned from pissed being like, I'm gonna prove both of them wrong. I'm gonna cut to 205 and still compete. So but I knew they were right. Even when I laid my head down that night, I'm like, they're right. But then I was like, fuck this, watch this. So then the athlete came out of me. I'm like, all right, I'm going to cut to 205 now, and I'm going to fucking start winning fights just to prove them wrong. And then I was starting to cut, probably 3 or 4 days of hard cutting and training. I'm like, and literally, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wow.
Oh, I'm done. They're right. I'm done. Yeah.
Wow.
And I call them like, what's up, boys?
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you ghost them for 4 days and not talk to them? Fuck these guys?
Me and Brian called putting them on ice. No, not at all. They're right, man. They're older than me. They've experienced so much. They're two people I look up to. So
interesting. So Brian was with you on the podcast.
Yeah, because me and Brian were gonna do a podcast. He goes, "Oh, Joe wants to do it with us." I thought that's weird because we're talking about my career. It was gonna be a podcast about me losing to this Hawaiian monster and how I failed. And I go, all right, dude, but I don't really want to talk about my career in fighting. Let's just have fun and drink beers and whiskey and smoke and weed. And Brian's like, yeah, of course, man. I'd never let any of that happen.
He set you up, kind of.
He didn't know either.
Okay.
I think he thought maybe we're gonna have some discussion on it, but I don't think think Joe knew that. It was just
happened.
Yeah, it was just
it felt like it. I mean, I watched it and
I've never seen it.
I really wanted to have this conversation.
I've never seen
with
it.
you.
I never want to see it. That was just, it was just
interesting.
A tough time. It's just, I don't know.
Are you mad I brought it up?
No, not at all. No, people haven't brought it up to me for a while.
Okay, good.
No, I'm not mad at all.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
You do no wrong.
Because I knew like I knew that would. You, I mean, we're cut
Dude,
from the
that
same cloth.
that
in a lot of
episode
ways.
made
I would've
the cover of the New Yorker. It was the
Wow.
first podcast on the cover of the New Yorker. So it
Wow.
was like, and it was a podcast with me on it. But it was like just being open and like, you know, one thing is about fighters and some football players. All the NFL's pretty cutthroat. They'll cut you when you're done. But fighting, you can keep going. Like you look at BJ Penn and a lot of these legends, they keep going. They have brain trauma, and no one's ever telling them, "Hey, man, you should stop before
Right.
it's too late."
Right.
So that was, you know.
Right. There's a conversation to be had there, though, like a bigger conversation.
Big conversation,
Yeah.
especially if a guy can do other things. And I
Right.
think they were right.
I think they were right. Feels
dude.
like they were right.
Feels like they were right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you called from that conversation, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. The real moment was like, he was like, I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And that's how you got your name for this first Showtime special.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Funny, right?
That's awesome.
So ridiculous.
That's what I do, though. I use those
Yeah.
moments for like my titles and.
Yeah, we're coming with all these titles, and I was just like, man, you'd be surprised, Fitz, in so many ways.
So
Because
good.
now I'm here, man.
So
and
good.
he opened up for me. He opened the show. They had no idea. It was 2,600 people, Spreckles Theater,
Joe
San
did.
Diego. They go, ladies and gentlemen, your opener, put your hands together. The crowd's like, oh, it's going to be fucking Brian or something. Joe Rogan, the crowd goes,
No way.
and
That's
then,
so dope.
Then you'll hear him on the special. He's bringing me on stage.
I did. I saw
Yeah.
it. I saw it.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Pretty
yeah.
cool, man.
And you used the Big Steve song.
That's
Closer.
right, dog.
That's amazing.
That was the slogan.
That's the most full circle shit ever. That's
I
awesome.
know, right?
That's awesome.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.